Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting to order and acknowledge that we're in Treaty 1 territory, the home and traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, Innu, Cree, and Dakota peoples, and in the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Our drinking water comes from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation in Treaty 3 territory. My name is Lynn Nesbitt, and I am chairing today's panel. Joining me on the panel are Robert Kraus and Valerie Werhun. Our assessor today is Arka Adarhanov, and our administrative personnel is Sally Caulfield. We'll be hearing applications for revision of the assessment roll in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application, and we will limit discussion to those matters. The statements that are made at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matters must be sworn in. Be advised that comparisons of assessments of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the Board of Revision. The Board of Revision is appointed annually by Council and is independent of it and the City Administration. It makes its decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order that will be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the Board's decisions with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value or classification, or to the Court of King's Bench if the matter pertains to the application of exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included with the Board's order. With respect to the hearing process, I'll confirm the points of appeal with your property to be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We will then have the assessor's testimony, followed by questions that the applicant and panel members may have, and then the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all of the evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket today. The session will close after all the applications have been heard, and the Board will deliberate in private and make its decision. You will receive the Board's decision by registered mail as soon as possible. As information, all public hearings are live streamed, recorded, and will be part of the public record. We'll be hearing item number 1 on our docket today. Ms. Caulfield, please affirm the assessor's and applicant's testimony.
Mr. Assessor, please state your full name.
Arka Adarhanov.
Do you affirm that the evidence you are about to give at this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I affirm.
Ms. Wilkinson, please state your full name.
Carrie Lynn Wilkinson.
Do you affirm that the evidence you are about to give at this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, yes.
Mr. Moroz, please give your full name.
Chad Moroz.
Do you affirm that the evidence you are about to give at this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. We just have your property on the docket today, so we'll start right in with this property at 31 Iroquois Bay. We'll start with the assessor's testimony, and when the assessor is done, you can ask questions about what he presented to you. It's not the time to present your own evidence. That will come later. So first we'll hear from the assessor and you can ask questions, then we'll have a chance to ask questions, and then it will be your turn to present your evidence. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Assessor, can you please begin with your evidence on 31 Iroquois Bay, please?
Okay. All right, so subject property with a roll number 0602133900. Street address 31 Iroquois Bay. Subject property is located in Nayaqua Park neighborhood. It is a one-story single dwelling built in 1956 with an effective year build of 1966. Living area 1196 square feet, and so 1,196 square feet, and it has a full basement. It has a basement finish. It has a full bathroom, two half bathrooms, two showers, central air conditioner. It has a fireplace. It has a single attached garage, and it has a sunroom. Assessed lot size 5,999 square feet. Land influences are Seine River influence. 2025 assessment is $459,000. Assessment per square foot $383.78. Subject property has in the most recent history have been sold 3 times: in September of 2020, in June of 2022, and July of 2024. The prices for the sales you can see, and the July sale is blacked out because it is post-reference, so it's sold after April 1st, 2023. The comparables I have are all located in Nayakwa Park neighborhood. They're all one-story single dwellings built around the same time as subject property. So the range is from 1955 to 1956. The effective years have been added to those properties, all of them except comparable number 2. It still has original effective date. And I'll just go over by comparables one by one. So comparable 1 has effective date of 1975. It has same living area, subject property, full basement and basement finish. It has one less shower stall. It does not have attached garage, and it does not have sunroom. It has slightly larger lot of 6,500 square feet, and it's located on the internal corner. This property sold in January of 2022 for $461,700. Time adjusted sale price was $455,700. Comparable number 2 is at 42 Cherokee Bay. Is also same square footage as subject property. It also has full basement and has a basement finish. It has 2 full bathrooms, and like subject property, 1 half bathroom, but what it doesn't have half bathrooms or showers. Similar to subject property, it has a single attached garage, but it does not have a sunroom. Same lot size, but no influences such as Seine River influence. Comparable number 2 does not have it. This property sold in January of 2022 for $368,500. Time adjusted sale price is $363,700. Comparable number 3 is 33 Pawnee Bay. It's a larger property, 1,564 square feet, and it has an effective age of 1981. For bathrooms, it has just 1 half bathroom, unlike subject properties, 2 half bathrooms. It does not have a attached garage, and it does not have a sunroom. And it does not have fireplace as well. It's a larger lot, 6,542 square feet. This property sold in September of 2022 for $525,000. Time adjusted sale price was $500,300. And last comparable I have is 12 Mohawk Bay. This property has an effective age of 1970. It is slightly larger than subject property, 1,231 square feet. It has also has a full basement and a basement finish, but what it doesn't have half bathrooms or showers. Also, it doesn't have a fireplace. It doesn't have attached garage. It does not have sunrooms. Same lot size as subject property, but no positive influence such as Seine River. This property sold in March of 2022 for $350,000, and time adjusted sale price is $337,400. Now you can see that subject property also had a sale in 2022 and it sold for $421,000, and that value time adjusted would have been $391,600. So going in page 2, I just have a quick MLS listing for this property, as well as some pictures. So so page 2 and 3 would show the MLS information. So what we have, what happened in 2022 sale, this property was purchased in this condition for $421,000. At that time, we did not have a basement finish, so the basement development is not finished. At that time, it did not have attached garage. It had a carport, as you can see on the top left picture on page 3. The condition of the interior finish appears to have been more dated, so you'd have a dated kitchen, dated bathroom, and the rear picture shows that there was no deck. So this property has went through some renovations, and pages 4 and 5 would show the condition of the property in the sale of 2024. So June 2024 sale, now list property with attached garage, finished basement, updated kitchens and bathrooms, as you can see on pictures on page 5, and the bottom pictures shows a deck that was also built to the rear of the property. So the property, its current condition for 2025 assessed value is modernized, featuring things like attached garage, updated kitchens, have a basement finish, a deck, and updated bathrooms. Page 7. Page 7 shows aerial view of where subject property is located, and page 6 shows the aerial view of where subject property is located, and page 6 aerial view. Page 7 is a map of the comparables in relationship to subject property. So with page 7, you can see that subject property backs into a forest and has an influence of Seine River. So it does have a green space private settings in the back. So page 7, comparable sales are located within close proximity to subject property, but would not have the backyard privacy, and therefore location-wise would be considered less desirable than subject property. That's all I have based on my presentation, and I am open to your questions, I guess, just to yeah, so I'm open to your questions. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Ms. Wilkinson or Mr. Mraz, do you have questions for the assessor based on the evidence he's just presented?
I don't think I have any questions. It's very clear the way that you've laid it out, and I totally understand the comps that you've pulled. I do have a comment. I don't know if this is the time to bring it up or if this is when to bring it up. It's just that we don't have half baths in our house. We have 2 full baths. I'm not sure that makes much difference in this assessment or in the comparable or in the comps because everything else is in line and understandable, but we have 2 full baths, no half baths.
Okay, thank you.
Other than that, I don't think I have any questions. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Mraz, do you have any questions?
No, just the bathroom thing for sure. And just noted, he mentioned the garage. It wasn't a garage before, but the only thing that was added on from the recent owner was a garage door in the front. The back was already finished as a garage. I don't know. It's been on there for probably 20 years closed in. So it was always a garage. So saying it was a carport from the previous owner, that's incorrect because he just put a garage door on the front of the garage. The back of the garage was originally a carport, but it got finished years ago. So yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mraz. Ms. Verhun, questions?
I do not at this time, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kraus?
I have no questions at this time. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Assessor, what is the difference between a garage and a carport?
Well, carport has a covering, so if you look at, I guess, a picture on page number 2, the first picture shows covered area for the car with a roof, but it has a side open, so there is no no door. So that would be a carport. That's how we record carports for the property record. But once it's everything is enclosed and protected from elements, and it becomes a garage.
Okay.
So that's basically what happened to this as part of the property record update, because after 2022 sale, as part of the renovation, and it's typical for the type of houses there. Not every house, but for example, I believe the 42 Cherokee, my comparable number 2, has went through the similar renovation where front wall was added with a garage door, making that carport turning the carport into a garage.
Okay, so from a valuation perspective, does it make a big difference with the door, with the front door?
Well, it does make a difference. It does add value because now whatever is inside is protected. It can act as a storage, and it can legally be classified as a garage because it is a garage. Before it was a carport, and it was open at least on one side to the elements.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And you indicated that between the 2022 sale and the 2024 sale, that's when it appears that there's been significant renovations.
Correct.
That includes the garage door, but also upgrading to kitchen, bathroom,
Basement
Okay.
finish.
Basement finish.
Yeah, a new deck at
and the
back.
deck,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I just I guess like may I just comment
Yes.
about the bathrooms,
Yes.
just because the property owner brought it up. If you can look at page 5 of my report, and you can see the third row right picture, that is a bathroom. Is that what you would call a full bathroom? Because for us it's a half bathroom because it does not have a bathtub. It has just a shower stall.
Yes, I was considering that a full bath, but if you consider that a half bath, then we
Yes.
would have one full bath, one half bath. But
Okay,
there's
so-
2 bathrooms total.
Okay, I see. So yeah, this particular
Not that it-
picture for our records would be half bath with a shower. So that's why on page 1 you see number of showers and 2 half bathrooms. So it should be 1-1 basically. One full
Okay.
bathroom, one half bathroom with a shower stall, right? That's probably how, if I'm understanding the situation correctly, should be, unless your main bathroom also has a shower stall, does it? I think that picture shows it having a bathtub and a shower stall, right? The picture on
Correct.
page 5, second row. That's your main bathroom, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And it has a
A
bathtub
bathtub and a shower.
and a
Yeah.
shower stall. Okay, so it's basically one half bathroom and 2 shower stalls. Okay, that makes sense. All right, just to clarify this.
Okay, so Mr. Assessor, does that make your records on page 1 correct or incorrect?
So basically,
Should it be 1 and 1?
No, it should be one full bathroom, one half bathroom, 2 showers.
Okay, so a full bathroom doesn't necessarily include a shower, or it's a separate shower from the
Okay.
bathtub, right?
So half bath, from the very beginning, to clarify,
Sure.
a half bathroom would be just a toilet and a sink. That's a half bath.
Okay,
Now, the minute you add a shower stall to it, it becomes half bathroom with a shower stall.
With the shower. Gotcha.
But if you have a bathtub in it, it becomes a full bathroom. But if you have a full bathroom with a shower, it becomes a full bathroom with a shower.
Okay, so even if the
Yeah.
bath, even if the shower is kind of going into the bathtub, it's still considered a shower and a
Well,
full bath.
No, it's a separate. I guess
Separate.
let's clarify. Separate. We're talking about a separate shower stall.
Okay, gotcha.
We're not talking about
A
an
traditional.
additional shower head in the bathtub. Like one
Okay.
bathtub is a one bathtub.
Okay. Okay. Just trying to understand the terminology here. Okay. And which comparable do you think is the best to the subject?
Well, I think it's hard to determine out of this which would be the best, because what we are dealing with is we are dealing with, for example, comparables 3 and 4, they are larger comparables. Then we are going back to comparable 2. It has a single attached garage, but similar to subject property. But all of the comparables have probably an inferior location because of them being that do not have not having backing into a forest and Seine River. So those comparables just all of them just suggest that the assessed value is supported based on all of the comparables. So given subject property in its current condition, had it been available for sale on April 1st, 2023, it would have sold for $459,000. So that's what we had to prove based on for the legislation for the
Okay.
Municipal Assessment Act, and given the condition of the subject property in its current condition, it is very reasonable to assume that the subject property's valuation of $459,000 is supported.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Idarhanov. Ms. Wilkinson, are you taking the lead on your presentation?
Yes, I can take the lead for sure.
Okay, for sure. Then go ahead, please.
Okay, so in the properties that we've provided as comparables, they're not the most recent sales report. It's more based on, these are all properties that are on our same street. They're all on Iroquois Bay. They're all in close proximity to our house. So if someone were to drive down our street, these are all the houses that they're going to see and compare in their minds. So I do understand that there's a lot of information that's being taken into consideration for the assessed value. On the assessment notification that we received in the mail, the reason for the increase in assessed value was the one letter that we received said because of a finished basement. We understand that the basement was finished since the last assessment, so we agreed that there would be an adjustment to the assessed value. In one of the letters we got, I do believe it stated it was also because of the addition of a deck. Again, we understand that the deck was added and that does add value to the property. I think our biggest contention is that the sheer amount of the increase it's significant. It's a difference of over $100,000. And so mostly what we're saying is that we think that it should be a little bit less. We don't feel that that amount is justified. If you look at the properties near us, so on page 1 of the PDF that we provided is obviously ours. There's another property 2 doors down that is assessed a little bit higher, but if you see that property simply from the street, you can tell why it's assessed higher. What I would really like to talk about is the house directly across the street from us, which is 30 Iroquois Bay. Its assessed value is $414,000. And again, I understand I'm not providing the recent sales information, but from our perspective, we know those people We know the house has been remodeled, the kitchen's been remodeled, they have a covered entranceway, they have a fireplace. The floor plan is a mirror image of ours. They also have an attached garage, and that's never been considered in their assessment. They have a similar sized property, similar sized yard, a finished basement, and yet they're assessed at $414,000. If we were to put our house on the market today and that one was on the market too, and people drove down the street, I mean, theirs would be a lot more desirable simply because the property taxes are significantly lower. If we were looking at buying a house right now, when we were last year, property taxes were a huge consideration. And so that, you know, the higher that our property taxes are compared to an exact house across the street, it does put us at a disadvantage. So I want to make sure that we bring that to the attention of the board. The other properties, of course, that are near us aren't really a mirror image, but the lot sizes are similar. 29 Iroquois Bay, 32 Iroquois Bay, 30, 28. They're all similar sized properties. Most of them are around the same year that ours was built. They all have air conditioning. They all have fireplaces. Again, most of them have attached garages. 30 Iroquois Bay says that it doesn't have an attached garage, but a simple Google search will tell you that it does. I don't have the comps, so I don't know what kind of bathrooms and showers and whether or not they have sunrooms. But I would say that knowing that I've been in some of the houses on our street because we know all of our neighbors, I just feel like our assessment should be closer in line with them, if not $30,000 to $40,000 less, then at least $25,000 less. And I think that's what we're asking today, is a simple consideration of a reduction in the assessed value. And I'm not sure, it's just occurring to me now. It didn't occur to me before when we provided our evidence, is that we were provided with two different assessments within the same time period, within a month of each other. One was an assessed value of $432,000, which we're now being charged back taxes on from July of 2024 to now, where there's an additional $38 a month that we're now paying for that. And then the new assessed value moving forward from January of 2027 is now going to be the 459,000. So the first letter we got in December was 432,000, telling us we owed taxes from July 2024 to December 2024, which was the time we purchased the house. And now moving forward, it's going to be 459. So the change there is I'm not really sure why it changed from December to January, or why we're owing back taxes now, but I did want to bring that up as well. Chad, I'm not sure if I forgot anything or if that
No,
makes sense.
yeah, that's everything for sure.
Mr. Assessor, would you like to explain the two different assessment notices to the applicants, please?
I can try. Unfortunately, that particular application right now is down, so I do not have access to it. But the $459,000, that is what the 2025 assessment would be. So that currently it is under the board of under the appeal. So we are discussing it right now. However, this value in its current shape or different based on the board decision would be applicable January 1st, 2025. So
the previous notice.
The previous notice, I can only speculate on that it has been increased based on the condition of the subject property, and based on the sale. So what the department does is one of the um, reviews we do is when sale takes place. So we review the sales and and look at property conditions and see if they're in line. So in this case, it was reviewed and we noticed that things had to be updated. So as I said, like for example, the garage had to be changed, the effective age had to be added. Um, because of the renovations, the deck had to be added. All of those things cumulatively added value to the subject property, and the supplementary assessment has been issued. And I believe that assessment goes back to your possession date. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. I think I answered the question, but if I missed something, please let me know.
Ms.
I have another
Wilkinson?
question.
Oh, okay.
Is it common for the property taxes to be assessed and then reassessed so that there's back taxes owing like that?
It is, yes.
And is it always, sorry, go ahead.
Based on the Municipal Assessment Act, uh, to correct that assessment value, and hence that would affect the taxes owing or taxes to be refunded. So it works both ways, and there is time limit to which we can do it. So it's always current year -1 based on the legislation. So currently in 2025, the department has authority to update property record in 2024 and issue adjustment notices for that year. It cannot go back to 2023 because it's going to be current -2. It's not the legislation states current -1, and those changes are not always upwards. They can go either way. So properties can be improved. Properties can the condition could go in a negative way. For example, property owners will tell us that something happened to their house, fires happen, uh, or just to correct the property record, something was wrong on the property record, similar to what you have mentioned on some of the examples you have provided, that people have attached the garage door, for example, and converted the carport to the garage, but the department hasn't caught up with it yet. And there could be various reasons to that why we haven't. Perhaps they just installed the garage door. A lot of people do that without permits or without sale, so there would be no way for the department to know what happened, unless there is some sort of a blanket program where we just knock on the door and update property records, which we haven't done in a while.
So
with
in
the
other
change of the
words,
2024 taxes, does that mean the previous owners are going to get reassessed as well and they'll owe more taxes for January to June of 2024?
The current owners, you are the current owners,
Mhm.
and based on the condition of the property, the assessment has been changed effective your possession date.
so you are not paying for a full year. You're just paying for the time when you actually own the property. You're paying for half, basically. Would that be
The
right,
change
Mr.
in-
Assessor?
I believe so. Again, as
Yeah.
I stated, I do not have access to
It's
those documents right now, but it does say that the property sold in July of 2024, July 5th, 2024. So I would the legal possession date typically aligns with this date, with the sale date, but it's not always the case. So under assumption that July 5th was the possession date, then the notice would have been effective July 5th.
Okay, and so my follow-up question then is, I understand that that assessment was made, and so now we've been reassessed for 2024 since our possession date. So how do we get to the number of 432,000 to now this year it's 459? What's changed since December of 2024, where you reassessed the July to December of 2024 taxes, and now the 2025 taxes are going to be another 30,000?
So
That's right.
Manitoba is in a 2-year reassessment cycle. So every 2 years, all of the properties are being reassessed in Manitoba. Reference
Yes, I
date,
understand that.
yeah. So January of 2023. So basically, year 2023 and 2024 were falling under one reassessment cycle, with a market condition of April 1st, 2021. Assessment year 25 and assessment year 26 are falling under a different reassessment cycle with reference date of April 1st, 2023. So market sales up to 2023. So overall market went up in the city. That's why the change. Next reassessment will be for 27 and 28.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. We got a little bit out of process there. So, Mr. Assessor, do you have questions on the information that Ms. Wilkinson has presented?
I believe we've kind of no, I do not have any questions about that information. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kraus, do you have questions?
No, all of my questions have been answered. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Werhun, do you have any questions?
Just to clarify something, you mentioned, and forgive me if I'm wrong, if you did mention a figure, what do you feel would be a fair assessment for your home then?
I think I had said previously that, you know, if not 30,000 less, then at least 25,000 less than what it's stated right now. Stated 459 right now, so 425.
So even less than the last assessment then?
Yeah, I think the last assessment is high.
Okay, so for all the renovations and that were done in your home from the previous assessment, you're not putting any value on that then?
Well, I don't think I'm saying that there's no value. There's definitely value. But what I'm saying is having a finished basement brings us up to comparables with all of our neighbors. All of our neighbors have had finished basements for a while, and they're still only valued at 400,000, 403, 405, 414. So that was just bringing us up to the rest of them. Yeah, we added a deck and a garage door. All of our neighbors have decks and garage doors. You know what I mean? So there is value for sure. I just think that because our house has been sold multiple times in the past 5 years, it's being penalized. And I don't think that's fair.
Okay, thank you. That's all, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just have a question about the comparable properties that you brought forward. I would note, as I said in, excuse me, my opening remarks, that we cannot accept as evidence comparisons of assessments, but have any of your comparable properties sold recently within the last 2 years?
None of these properties have sold in the past 2 years.
None of the properties? Okay.
Not that I'm aware. Well, 29 Iroquois Bay sold recently, but I don't know if it was 2 years or 3 years.
Can you tell me? Okay, so 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, I think they had lived there a year before us. Chad, do you remember? Michelle and Chris? It was a year or a year and a half before we took possession of our place in July.
Okay.
So it might have been just over 2 years ago that they bought.
Years, I think, yeah.
Do you remember what it sold for?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, either.
Okay. Okay. Before we close off, is there any additional information that you would like to tell us about Mr. Mraz or Ms. Wilkinson? No?
No. No, we've
Yeah.
presented everything. I appreciate
we-
your time.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for presenting today and bringing us your evidence. And thank you, Mr. Eidarhanov, for doing the same. We've now heard all the items scheduled on our agenda, and this hearing is now adjourned. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank
Thank-
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a good day.
You too.